I'm here. I know there's not anybody in there. My name's Chris. This is AFA, Addy Family Adventures, and this is This Week in Disney, where I bring you up to date on Disney news. So, we probably should look at some Disney news. Just give me 1 second. Hello, Disney news. Where are you? Almost there. All right. Yeah. I was almost 45 minutes away when I posted on Instagram. I was going to be late. Let's see. So the first thing we got, Disney investors are proof that fans still believe in fairy tale endings. It says, as Walt Disney once said in reference to Walt Disney Studios, we have made the fairy tale fashionable again. Over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic, Disney has needed fairy tale magic perhaps more than ever before. In a season where theme parks, movie theaters, and sports arenas have been closed to the public to prevent the spread of the virus, most of the corporation traditional profit outlets are non-existent. As a percent, Yahoo Finance reports, much has changed this year. Operating profit, normally driven by the company's theme parks and cable TV networks such as ESPN, plunged 98% in the 3 months through June 27 from a year early as the COVID-19 crisis took aim at every single one of Disney's lines of business. This has, of course, led to the massive financial woes. The Walt Disney Company quarterly earnings reports this year have been terrible in comparison to their usual numbers, particularly as anticipated in the theme park and cruise line sectors. At this time, Disney Cruise Line has suspended cruises in December and possibly longer, and Disney is currently a tense situation with the state of California regarding the reopening of Disneyland Resort, Disney's 5 other theme parks, Walt Disney World, Tokyo Disney Resort, Hong Kong Disneyland, Shanghai Disneyland, and Disneyland Paris have all begun their phased reopening processes. In most cases, investors would be running from an entertainment company during a pandemic. When traditionally entertainment outlets are essentially dead in the water, it is worth noting that the Disney Plus streaming service has been a lone bright spot during quarantine. Not with Disney, though. Here we take a look at how Disney fans still believe in a fairy tale ending, and investors prove it. Walt Disney Company investments now, according to Yahoo Financial's articles about the state of Disney stock, investors foresee happily ever after. They value shares of Disney at 44 times forward earnings estimates. That is 75% premium to the S&P 500 index average earnings multiply. It's also rich by Disney standards. The stock price has had an average multiple of 20 over the last 5 years. So how are Disney fans keeping the magic alive? Even amid trials and tribulations, as Princess Tiana would say, Disney fans are doing their part to spread magic and pixie dust until the Walt Disney Company gets back onto its feet. After 28,000 Disney park cast members were laid off, their fellow employees sprang to action, creating a Facebook group where these talented individuals can find part-time work and side gigs until things return to normal or they find new sustainable jobs. What does the future hold? Perhaps Disney's future becomes a bit of an optical illusion too. Can the company shrink methodically into a smaller version of its pre-COVID self while still earning similar impressive profit margins and wielding the same influence as it did before? That's difficult to answer, but it seems like a probable strategy. The retail industry is already trying this, embracing boutique storefronts over sprawling floor plans because for them, shrinking means survival. Disney investors can't possibly be betting on a total return to normal, nor would a reasonable person expect that the economy of the streaming business could ever supplant Disney's traditional profit powerhouse. But maybe there's still a way for investors to get their fairy tale ending. This is Disney after all. So Disney investors, Disney fans, and even the Walt Disney Company executive like Josh D'Amaro have proven time and time again during the pandemic that the magic is alive and well, although only time will tell exactly how Disney moves forwards. It's safe to say that a fairy tale ending is possible. So basically, I would say that says Disney's alive and well. Well, maybe not so well, but they're alive. All right. So our next one's on the cruise lines. So the cruise line industry. Disney Cruise Line 100% COVID testing for crew and guests. We recently reported that Disney Cruise Line had reached a COVID-19 testing agreement that would allow their fleet to begin sailing again sooner than expected. Now, the Cruise Line International Association has issued its official global testing policy statement. It reads, CLIA Ocean Cruise Line members worldwide have agreed to conduct 100% of passengers and crew on all ships with a capacity carrying 250 or more persons with a negative test required for any embarkation. This is a travel industry first and an example of the cruise industry leading the way. We see testing as an important initial step to multi-layered approach, but we believe validates the industry's commitment to making health, safety, and well-being of the passengers, the crew, and the communities we visit our top priority. I would say if you're going on to a ship, it would probably be a very good idea to get tested and know that everybody around you got tested as well. I don't think I'd want to be stuck out on a ship and be sick. We've seen how that's happened before. 560 baggage service workers laid off. What is the future of Magical Express? Today, ClickOrlando.com had shared that 560 workers who provided baggage service for Disney have now lost their positions. The layoffs come as travel to Central Florida is continuing to suffer the effects of the ongoing pandemic. This is in the addition to extensive layoffs from within the Walt Disney Company. Here is what the report from ClickOrlando.com says about the layoffs. Baggage airline guest services notified the mayor and other local officials late last month that 560 employees have been laid off as Central Florida sees a decrease in tourists visiting the area. We expect the layoffs to be temporary and last less than 6 months. Since that time, however, the duration and severity of the COVID-19 pandemic, including its impact on the travel business, has required us to release our outlook. We remain unsure if and when the company will again staff its position throughout the Lake Buena Vista region, the notice read. What could this mean for the Disney Magical Express, the service that brings guests from the Orlando airport to the Walt Disney World Resort property, with the layoffs of these baggage services positions who provide valet, luggage, and Magical Express services? It leaves us questioning if there will be any operational changes to Magical Express in the future. We will continue to monitor and report any changes to Disney Magical Express, and we'll update our website if Disney announces anything. So basically, I don't know if everybody understands Disney Magical Express because I don't think everybody uses it. But it's basically when you fly in, and I think right now, what's the best part about it is you don't touch your bags when you get in Orlando. It's just when your room's ready, they let you know, you go in, your bags are there. and it's a great service. It's always awesome. You always obviously have to make sure that you have what you need for that day in a carry-on, but as what I understand right now, the Magical Express is running, but the whole thing with the baggage, you have to do everything yourself now with your baggage. So, but hopefully it'll get back to where it's supposed to be soon. All right. Here we go. Amid Disney layoffs, NBA players leave Grand Floridian housekeepers $8,000 tip. As we all know, the NBA took home at Disney World to complete their season. The ESPN Wide World of Sports at the Walt Disney World Resort created the NBA bubble and would house the leagues so that basketball could continue throughout the pandemic. Location was chosen because Disney World has the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex, which was the perfect venue to house the 2020 NBA season. The Walt Disney World Resort is around the size of San Francisco, and it was also the perfect bubble system as the area could act as a control environment to players. The 22 basketball teams were confined to 3 Disney resorts: Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, Disney's Yacht Club Resort, the Grand Destino Towers at Disney's Colorado Springs Resort. All 3 resorts being luxury level when it comes to Disney standards, it didn't hurt to be an NBA player this season. Definitely lovely to hear after the recent news of layoffs. NBA players Russell Westbrook apparently left an $8,000 tip for the Grand Floridian housekeepers when the Houston Rockets left the NBA bubble. Moreover, I'm told he left the room virtually spotless. So, I mean, this is awesome. I mean, a lot of times, I know there's been a lot of like controversy surrounding the NBA and everything, but to see something like this is awesome. And this guy should be commended on leaving that kind of a tip for the housekeeping. So his name was Russell Westbrook. Is that right? Yep, Russell Westbrook. So, all right. Yeah, you know what? Heaven was a housekeeper for a while, but she never received anything like that, Katrina. So let's see. Let me get back here. All right. Here we go. Disney World carpenters and mechanics impacted by layoff. Disney Park Experience and Products announced over 28,000 Disney cast members layoff, which is so far including it nearly 7,000 non-unionized Disney World workers, over 400 Disney Imagineers, and over 2,000 in the food beverage industry. Chairman of Disney Parks Experiences and Products, Josh D'Amaro, released a statement which announced the unfortunate news that thousands of cast members will be laid off. Among those layoffs, popular entertainment acts including Yeehaw Bob from Port Orleans Riverside and the iconic Polynesian Resort Performers. And now we are getting more information regarding layoffs, this time including the carpenters and mechanics at the Walt Disney World Resorts in Florida. According to the carpenters local 1820 on Facebook, as of October 2nd, 149 positions will be laid off on October 1st. The union mentioned that 300 something will be left on furlough. Carpenter local Union 1820 also recently posted on Facebook regarding a recall agreement, which you can check out here. So it says, fellow members, the Carpenters Union Local 1820 and Walt Disney World have reached an agreement on holiday services, temporary recall processes. Holiday services will do a voluntary bid process within 2 separate pools. The 2 pools will be based on journeyman and sub-journeyman designation. The journeyman pool will include the classification of senior decorator and decorator. Selections from the pool will be based on overall seniority among the combined classifications. So you would really think that carpenters wouldn't be laid off with all the different stuff you need that Disney's got with the refurbishments and all the building of the new rides and everything like that. You would really think they would need their carpenters, but maybe they have more than what I thought they had. Disney files permits for World of Disney and Disney Springs. Disney has been filing several different permits lately, in which Inside the Magic has been reporting on to keep you all up to date. Yet another permit has been filed by Disney for general construction work at Disney Springs and Walt Disney World. A recent permit filed, which you can view here, states that Disney wants to have labor, material, and or electrical improvements for construction work for locations of 1680 East Buena Vista Drive. The address on the permitted matches this location on Google Maps, which you can see is the same location as World of Disney and Disney Springs. It's one of my favorite stores there at Disney Springs. Although we aren't surely exactly what type of construction this will consist of, it's nice to see Disney trying to keep up with the necessary maintenance at the theme park to keep guests happy when visiting in the most magical place on earth. In case you aren't familiar, World of Disney and Disney Springs is one of the biggest Disney stores in the United States. It is home to several different types of park merchandise, including apparel, jewelry, home and decor, mini ears, magic bands, and more. So, and I feel like, didn't they just shut down to completely redo the place not too long ago? It seems like it wasn't that long ago they were down for, they were doing stuff. All right, here we go. More construction. New construction permits filed for the Art of Animation. I tell you what, with not many people there, Disney's sprucing the place up. A new construction permit reveals that an upcoming construction project is planned for the Little Mermaid building at the Art of Animation. The purpose of the construction is listed as general construction, and the contractor is Kalik Group, Inc. The Art of Animation Resort is currently closed. However, it is scheduled to reopen November 1st of this year. The permit comes after the resort pool area. The Big Blue Pool also has a construction schedule. That permit was also for general construction. While there is no way to know what the construction could be for without official confirmation from Disney, it seems like they are taking the time to make necessary improvements and refurbishments while the resort is closed. So, like I said, it's just nice to hear that they're trying to keep everything up. All right. Disney files multiple permits near Pop Century Resort. Now, that might be these permits we were just talking about, because the Art of Animation is right behind Pop Century Resort. Walt Disney World officially have filed 6 permits for work on Century Drive, where Disney Pop Century Resort is located. This is interesting since the company also filed a permit for work on the nearby Disney Art of Animation today. All 6 Pop Century Resort work permits are for general construction. Well, yada, yada, yada. I thought they just updated the Little Mermaid area. I don't know. I haven't, I haven't been to Pop Century in a while. And out of all the value resorts, I have never stayed at the Art of Animation, but out of the Pop Century and all the All-Star resorts, I love Pop Century better. I do. I love that place. I think it's a neat place. But once again, it just sounds like Disney's keeping everything up and sprucing it up and making sure that when guests start coming back like what they were, that everything will look nice and people will be happy that they're at Disney. All right. How will Disneyland be impacted as the country reopens? Well, I don't know how you can impact a place that's not open. But recently, Disney park fans around the United States have found themselves learning more about California's tiered blueprint for a safer economic plan than they likely ever intend to. The tier reopening system introduced by California Governor Gavin Newsom in August is designed to help various Business sectors reopen in a safe and reasonable fashion. There are 4 tiers: Tier 1, purple tier; Tier 2, red tier; Tier 3, orange tier; and Tier 4, yellow tier, which in descending order offer reduced restrictions for business. Orange County, where Disneyland Resort in Anaheim is located, began in the widespread purple tier and has been in the substantial red tier since September. Lately, there has been much talk about what will happen when the country is allowed to move to the orange tier. So what needs to happen for Orange County to move to the orange tier? A Voice of Orange County article explains the coronavirus cases that are required for any county in California to move into the orange tier. The positive rate in Orange County is actually doing very well. The case rate, that's where we see an uptick slowly day by day, but that's happening all over Southern California and large countries, or large counties. The case rate was referring to as one of the key metrics in the state's new tier listing, which puts countries into 4 different levels of reopening. A Voice of Orange County analysis showed there is an average of 6 new daily cases per 100,000 resident over a several-day period as Monday. The county needs to hit a case rate of less than 4 in order to reopen more businesses. When the new tiering system was recalled out, Orange County started in Tier 1, the most restrictive one, and eventually moved into Tier 2 last month, also known as the red tier. That means churches, restaurants, movie theaters, and gyms were able to resume limited indoor operation. Truly, I believe that Disney should be separated from anything else. So, as a Universal. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm just biased towards Disney. Could new discoveries lead to Disney reimagining dinosaurs? If you have ever been in a Disney Animal Kingdom and you like thrill rides, you have likely taken a trip back to the Cretaceous period to capture or catch a certain iguanodon. Dinosaurs is a part coaster, part dark ride that jerks you around with dinosaurs popping out, meteor showers falling on you at every turn, and it is a blast. Today, Disney Parks Blogs released an article entitled "Something is Stirring: Reimagining Dinosaurs." And I can confidently say that every reporter at Inside the Magic saw this and thought, no way are they refurbishing dinosaur. If you saw this article and upon first glance jumped to the same conclusion, no, you are not alone. What the article is actually about is a new National Geographic issue that talks about the secrets of dinosaur and new discoveries. A section of DPB states, this month, our friends at National Geographic are celebrating the secrets of dinosaurs and bringing new discoveries to life. Incredible fossils finds have dramatically changed our image of dinosaurs, even of the most iconic species. Using cutting-edge new technology, scientists have unearthed the secret of how dinosaurs looked, lived, and perished. In the National Geographic article, Reimagining Dinosaurs, you can find out how dinosaurs were born, how they grew, how they looked, survived, hunted, and how they really lived. National Geographic has a joint venture with Disney, allowing for loads of educational, fascinating content to be showcased on Disney+. But what if Disney decided to bring National Geographic into the Disney parks? The Animal Kingdom attraction Dinosaur is very fun, and we learn bits of information like which dinos are carnivores, but should Disney team up with National Geographic to reimagine the attraction? The main storyline could be the same based on the 2000 movie of the same name, but perhaps more dinosaurs of all ages could be seen. Or can we watch what happened when a dinosaur hunts for food? The possibilities are endless, but would leave us with a more in-depth dinosaur-filled attraction that still has us screaming when that T-Rex photo pass shot is taken. Okay, he's not a T-Rex. I can't remember what. Isn't he a carnivore? If I'm right, because T-Rexes don't have horns. Carnivosaurus, isn't he? I think. I don't know. I know he's not a T-Rex. Disney fans shower hashtag cast compliments on social media. So when you visit a Disney park, you engulfed into some of the happiest and most magical place on earth. From the music to the smell to the ambiance, Disney has the ability to transport you. One of the most well-known tricks Disney uses to create such magical memories for guests are through their cast members. Cast members at any Disney theme park have the ability to take your vacation from great to spectacular, whether it be a cast member giving you the spooky look on the Haunted Mansion at Magic Kingdom, or making your birthday extra special when they sign your birthday pin. Cast members truly hold the magic of Disney. One of the best ways for Disney guests to make sure that Disney knows that cast members are doing a great job is through hashtag cast compliments. You can take to Twitter and tweet your cast member story with the hashtag cast compliments, and Disney will be able to see it. It is the perfect way to say thank you to a cast member who went out of their way to make your day the best day ever. I think this is amazing. I really did. I didn't know about this, and I think people should be hitting hashtag cast compliments. And when somebody is outstanding, you should get their name and you should mention them. And I think it would really show. I think this is something that should be used, and it's something I'm going to remember. I mean, when I'm there, of course, my daughter, if we were around it, she'll ask, was there any cast members that stuck out during your trip? And she is able to like give them like keys or put them in for possibly getting what is called keys to the kingdom. And but this, I mean, obviously, not everybody knows a cast member and able to be asked what they thought about there was any cast members that stuck out and everything like that. So, but this is another way of showing your appreciation to certain cast members that may have changed your whole entire vacation and made it just that much better. And sometimes it's just somebody who just makes you laugh. All right. Disney on Ice resumes. Could Disney World also bring back shows? So on October 6th, Disney announced that Disney on Ice will resume touring very soon with a number of new health and safety protocols in place, of course, for guests who attend performances. Some of these measures include reduced capacity seating pods, which must be purchased in their entirety and may not be divided, face coverings, and more. So with Disney on Ice resuming their indoor show, could Disney World also bring back some of their popular shows, such as Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, Voyage of the Little Mermaid, or even Fantasmic? Well, let's dive in and see what Disney World could possibly do in order to bring some of these shows back to guests. Which shows could return? Fantasmic. That place is huge. If you just lowered the numbers, you'd have plenty of area to separate people. Fantasmic is a nighttime spectacular at Disney's Hollywood Studios that typically brings in a huge crowd. However, with an outdoor arena, limited capacity, and social distancing implemented in seating, Disney World could potentially resume the show as long as several safety measures are implemented. All right. Similar to Disney on Ice, reduced capacities would be essentially being able to resume this nighttime spectacular successful. Another idea is Disney could implement advanced reservations similar to the park reservation systems in order to maintain capacity, as well as possibly use assigned seating to guaranteed social distancing. I truly believe they could do it. I think they could do it on that. I mean, the thing is you're actually controlling the crowd, unlike with Happily Ever After. It's kind of hard to separate people when it's not a seating event. So, but this is a seating event, and you could actually get it to the point. This live amusement show takes place. Okay, so we know about it. All right. Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Same thing. Seating. There's no reason why Voyage of the Little Mermaid couldn't be opened up. Bring back shows could help wait times. That is true. Like I said, I don't see any reason why they couldn't open these in limited capacity. All right. All right. Despite pandemic, DVC point sales rise. So we have some great news, data on DVC membership sales from dvcnews.com to share with you. The data points out that even though DVC sales are not what they were pre-pandemic, sales are continued to steadily rise. Let's take a look at this data. In September 2020, 109,916 points were sold for the 11 Disney vacation resorts at Walt Disney World, marking the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic started. In March, that monthly sales exceeded the 100,000 point mark. Almost as many points were sold in September than in the previous month combined. So it is great to see that points are finally starting to be purchased again. That could be a great predictor for the future Walt Disney World. It appears that fans of Disney cannot wait to get back to the parks. I can't wait to get back to the parks. To tell you the truth, it's just I don't know if I want to go back. It has nothing to do with being scared. I'm not scared. It's just, is it really worth seeing seeing it the way it is? So, I mean, I understand if I live closer, it wouldn't make a difference, but understand when we go, it's a planned trip. All right. Trying to see here. What did we have this as? All right. So, okay, here we go. Former VP of Magic Kingdom offers free classes to laid off cast members. Former Vice President of Magic Kingdom, Dan Cockerell, is giving free online seminars. This comes as waves of Disney employees are losing their positions due to financial strain on Disney company amid the pandemic. Anyone can watch and enjoy these online classes for free on Facebook. This is what Dan posted on his Facebook page about the webinar series. Good evening, our Disney friends. First, we are thinking about you and the difficult news that many of you have received. Lee and I spoke tonight and brainstormed how we can assist with the dramatic change that many of you are going through right now. We will be offering multiple free webinars in the coming days, weeks to help answer your questions, give advice, and share our experience of life after Disney. The truth is that you all have worked for a world-class company and have much more value than you know. We would be happy to pay it forward and share what we have learned making that transition. We will let you know the dates in the coming days. Please let us know the questions you may have on making a transition from Disney to the outside world on Facebook or at dan@cockerellconsulting.com. This is a tough time, and we would be honored to help the many talented and passionate cast members that have created magic and happiness for so many. Hang tough and know that the future is all right. This is amazing. I think this is great that even former like the vice president, obviously he's trying to pay back and trying to take care of a company he no longer works for, take care of those who are in need with what's going on. So you can't ask for any more from these. Are just people with big hearts. That's all it is. If Disney World could reopen, Disneyland should too. I've been saying this. I have been saying this. There's no reason why Disney World can't reopen. This week, I read Governor Newsom's response to Bob Iger leaving the Recovery Task Force and how he indicated is not going to let the happiest place on earth reopen anytime soon. Probably like most Disney fans, I was extremely frustrated by this news, but I am also a Florida resident, living just over an hour away from the Walt Disney World Resort. So on top of the frustration, I am also left with immense confusion. I don't get it, and I do not understand what is going on in California. If Walt Disney World Resort could open, why can't Disneyland Resort? Newsom shared this week, we're going to let science and data make that determination. No, you're an idiot. That's the problem. So I've said that before. I mean it. He's an idiot. The Orange County Healthcare Agency has recommended that the state allow Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, and Knott's Berry Farm to reopen once Orange County moves into the moderate tier of Newsom's blueprint for a safer economy, according to county health officers and agency's director Clayton Chaw. Then, following Newsom's comments regarding a health-first approach to reopening theme parks, Disney fired back. Chief Medical Officer of Disney Parks Experiences and Products, Dr. Pamela Heimel, released in the following statement. We absolutely reject the suggestion that reopening the Disneyland Resort is incompatible with a health-first approach. The fact is that since March, we have taken a robust science-based approach to responsible reopening our park and resorts across the globe. Our health and safety protocols were developed in consultation with epidemiologists, I don't know how to say it, and data scientists, and after considering guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and experts in local governments and health agencies, all of our other theme parks, both in the United States and around the world, have been allowed to open on the strength of our proven ability to operate with responsible health and safety protocols. So I'll answer. Gavin Newsom is an idiot. That's all I can say. So that is the reason why. Let's see. Here we go. Johnny Depp responds, Disney execs thought Jack Sparrow was drunk. Since he made his interest into the realm of live action Disney epics, Captain Jack Sparrow has become a beloved household name among Disney fans, and we have actor Johnny Depp to thank for that. But it appears that some Disney execs at the time were not too fond of Sparrow's unorthodox mannerisms, such as the swaying, the hand movements, and his slurred speech. According to Cinema Blend, executives thought that Sparrow might be drunk. During the filming of the Pirates of the Caribbean film, Curse of the Black Pearl, rather than pull back, Depp's response was to double down. They were nervous. They were afraid. No one would understand a word Captain Jack said, Depp recalled. I got calls from them asking, is he drunk? Are you drunk? What's the thing with his hands? I was discouraged in the slightest. It fuels me. I know that if they're worried I'm doing my job, when they asked me to bring it down, I turned it up. This motivation lasts through the entire filming, and eventually the execs came around. Now it is Johnny Depp's portrayal, the infamous Captain Jack Sparrow, that carries each installment of the franchise. So it will be interesting then to see how Disney charts a course for the foretold 6th installment, confirming that Johnny Depp will not be involved after the scandal between him and his ex-wife Amber Heard, which has led to a defamation suit. So that saddens me. I think Johnny Depp as Captain Jack is great, and I think Disney's losing out by not bringing him back. All right. Theme Park Association says governor is unreasonable. No, he's an idiot. Hey, Ken. Hey, how you doing? So this is the live stream where I call Governor Gavin Newsom an idiot. So, but I'll say it again. California Theme Park Association says governor is unreasonable. Yesterday, California Governor Gavin Newsom said that there's no hurry putting out guidelines to reopen Disneyland and Disney California Adventures. Since then, Disney spoke out, and even a major California Theme Park Association is calling the governor unreasonable. That's not what I just called him. I understand the dialect, the friction, the frustration the many business leaders have that they want to move forward sectorially to reopen. Newsom said Wednesday, but we're going to be led by a health-first framework, and we're going to be stubborn about it. And that's our commitment. That's our resolve. And while we feel there's no hurrying putting out guidelines, we're continuing to work with the industry's amusement park. So, In the hours following Newsom's statement, the California Attractions and Park Association shared their opinions of the situation with Deadline, which represented Disneyland Resort, Universal Studio Hollywood, and other themed and amusement parks across the state, has been instrumental in working towards clear guidelines from California when it comes to reopening parks. Last week, when the governor's team said theme parks reopening guidelines were to be presented on October 2nd, the CAPA asked Newsom to delay the release so that more negotiations could take place, as parks like Disneyland and Universal were not happy. But now that Newsom has shared that he is in no rush to reopen theme parks or even reveal reopening guidelines for Disneyland and other, CAPA is speaking out. So they should. I mean, there's no reason why these parks aren't open. There is no reason at all. So, will airport COVID testing affect your next Disney vacation? If you were headed on a Disney vacation to either Disney World or Disneyland once it's reopened during the pandemic, having a negative COVID-19 test may be something you need to travel. Many more American airports are now implementing COVID testing centers on sites where passengers can pay to be tested before departing the airport or upon arrival. The Tampa International Airport released today, at many destinations around the world, government health agencies are requiring travelers to provide a negative PCR test results to avoid quarantines or other restrictions upon arrival. Passengers departing from Tampa to states, countries, or territories require negative PCR tests are advised to take the test 3 days before departure and can expect results within 48 hours. Unless they lose your results, like they did my brother-in-law. 2 major Florida-based airports have introduced on-site testing for the coronavirus. Tampa International Airport and Miami International Airport will both have a COVID-19 testing center, with Tampa having the more extensive of the two. It's the same thing. I mean, with the cruise line, you don't want to be trapped on an airplane with somebody who has COVID-19. So, but my question is, if you've already had COVID-19, you have the antibodies, can you get it again? Disney Pixar Soul to debut exclusively on Disney Plus. Just announced Disney and Pixar's newest animated feature, Soul, will debut on Disney Plus this Christmas. It was previously scheduled to hit theaters on November 20th, per the official press release. The Walt Disney Company announced today that Soul, the all-new original feature from Pixar Animation Studio. Okay, well, I didn't know because, you know, like I said, some viruses, you catch it and you have the antibodies that will fight against it to keep you from becoming sick again. That's why I say, sort of like the chickenpox, Katrina. That's what I was saying. So the Walt Disney Company announced that Soul, the all-new original international market. Disney Plus isn't currently as soon to be available. Soul will be released theatrically with dates to be announced. We are thrilled to share Pixar's spectacular and moving Soul with audiences directing to Disney Plus in December, said Bob Chapek, Chief Executive Officer, the Walt Disney Company. A new original Pixar film is always a special occasion, and this is truly heartwarming and humorous story about human connection and finding new places in the world will be a treat for the families to enjoy together this holiday season. I think that's awesome. You know, I think it's neat that they've been using Disney Plus as a new outlet, since they're not actually able to put into theaters yet. But I think Disney Soul, it looks, or Disney Pixar Soul looks awesome from what I've seen so far. All right. 2 Disney cast members lead fight to save jobs. Disney cast member union leaders, moms Carmen Arroyo and Belinda Hansman, wear a lot of hats right now. These 2 women are focused on leaving a legacy for their children amid the Walt Disney Company's 28,000 layoffs. Both Arroyo and Hansman are employed as housekeepers of the Walt Disney World Resorts in Orlando, Florida, and are members of the Unite Here Local 737 Union. This union, which represents over 19,000 hotel and restaurant industry workers, recently reached an agreement with Disney officials. The STCU and the company, the Walt Disney Company, have agreed that there will be no permanent layoffs. Any cast members who are laid off in the future will retain their employment, their seniority, rate of pay, including any schedule increases, and the right to return back to previous jobs with the company until October 1st, 2022. This is wonderful news for workers like Arroyo and Hansman, who rely on Walt Disney World Company for more than jobs. They are leaving legacies for their loved ones. The duo have been fighting to keep not only their own jobs, but the jobs of thousands of their fellow Disney World cast members, as per a report by Orlando radio station. Arroyo is a full-time housekeeper at Walt Disney World, and she came to Florida from Puerto Rico. Arroyo says the job is both security for her family and a legacy for her 2 children. Hansman, who is from Honduras, works as a part-time Disney World housekeeper. She said knowing that she will be recalled back when the company is ready for her to work again is also a relief to her family. So I think that sounds awesome. And I hope everybody gets recalled back. This is a weird one. Fans asked for Splash Mountain rethemed to honor Chadwick Boseman. Back in June, Disney announced after a petition made its round on the internet that the classic theme park attraction Splash Mountain would be rethemed to the 2009 Disney princess animated movie, The Princess and the Frog. Now fans are petitioning for Disney to reconsider the new theming of the Disney park attraction and instead theme it to Black Panther, in honor of the late Chadwick Boseman, who passed away this year after battling cancer. The petition, titled Redesign Splash Mountain to Black Panther in honor of Chadwick Boseman, is calling for Disney to now, instead of using the Princess the Frog theme, honor the late Chadwick Boseman by retheming it to Black Panther. This is to petition to change. So yeah, it's just going to talk. So I understand what they're saying. I don't think you can do that at Walt Disney World. I could see them doing it at Disneyland, but it seems like it wouldn't fit because they're doing that whole thing with the Avengers over in, I think it's Disneyland, California, not there in Disneyland. So I don't know how that would work. And, I do believe Disney does not respond to all petitions. But it's nice of people thinking that way. Disney on Broadway to remain dark until late spring. It's been a sad moment for Disney on Broadway in the United States as well as the rest of the world. New York shows starting canceling and going dark early 2020, with some shows closing for good. Now we are getting word that much, if not all, of Broadway will remain dark until late spring or early summer in 2021. Broadway remains suspended through May 2021. We had reported earlier this year that the Broadway as a whole announced that it would stay dark until the end of 2020, expecting to resume in 2021 under continued directions of Governor Andrew Cuomo. And for the health and well-being of our theater goers, cast and crew, the suspension of Broadway performance of The Lion King and Aladdin has been extended through January 3rd, 2021. Now it seems like the closure will extend about another 5 months, if not more. A tweet from Twitter user Ditzkoff reads, the Broadway League says that all Broadway shows will remain suspended through May 30, 2021, and offers us a press release. So Disney is having more problems in different areas than just the theme park. Let's see. We're getting close to the end, so I'm going to have to start hitting some of the stuff I titled. So we'll do a few more. I got to look. Oh, yeah. Let's see, where's that at? Here we go. Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom's hours extended as crowds flocked to WDW. With a long weekend underway, Disney World crowds are sure to get busier, and they are. Lately, we have started to see that Disney World Resorts in Orlando, Florida has been opening to a huge crowd. Although Disney World is at a reduced capacity at the moment, wait times have begun to skyrocket for many attractions. If Labor Day weekend this year was any indication on how busy Disney parks would feel on a holiday long weekend during the pandemic, we're sure to expect to see the parks at capacity. This morning, we reported on the very busy rush at Hollywood Studios, which cast members handled perfectly, moving lines along in a fast and sociable distance manner. Disney's Hollywood Studios is one of the most in-demand parks at Disney World, with popular lands like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land pulling crowds in. Oh, were they? I didn't know that. The popularity of the Disney parks this morning was definitely noticed by Walt Disney World Resorts, and we can now see that Disney World is extending its park hours for the rest of the long weekend. Below, you will be able to see the park hours for today, where Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom open at 9 a.m. and 8 a.m. So, yeah, I think, but yeah, also with school being back in, wouldn't it be weekends right now that would be the busiest? Because, you know, during the summertime, families can just go anytime during the week there in Florida, but now the weekends, plus, I mean, I understand people that work, but usually I think weekends have always been busy there at Walt Disney World. So what else did I already did that. I think I covered most of this. Here we go. Let's talk about our vice president. Vice President Mike Pence speaks to Disney about no sale order. Really? Columbus Day? United States Vice President Mike Pence has spoken to a number of his executives from domestic cruise lines regarding the CDC no sale order. As per Disney Cruise Line blogs report about the meeting to discuss the impact of coronavirus in the cruise line industry and the maritime economy, the CDC no sale order and the Cruise Line International Association held sale panel proposal to resume sailing operations in a safe, responsible manner. The recommendation from the Healthy Sail panel recently received industry-wide adoption. Do you understand this, Katrina? If it wasn't for that man, I wouldn't have been able to find my biological parents. Vice President Pence gave a brief overview of the current state of the no-sale order and highlighted the shared goal of reopening the maritime economy with a focus on the cruise line industry safely sailing again. Disney Cruise Line blog also shared these details about what happened during the course of the cruises industry meeting with government officials, including Vice President and Governor Levitt. So let's see. According to the White House reports about the cruise industry meeting with the Vice President Pence, these cruise lines officially participate, including the Walt Disney Company, Thomas Mallows. So I want to see what they have. Okay, so Governor Levitt provided an overview of how the health sale panel approached their report recommendations and emphasized that the industry was driven by producing real solutions without economic restraints, which did not result in market participants competing on safety. Levitt indicated that the output needed to be practically and prioritize safety. So let's see. I was trying to find. It doesn't look like they say anything about what the VP says. It just says that he spoke with them, our vice president. All right, here, oh, this is it. All right. So we got 5 minutes. This is probably going to be the last story here. Follow these mask rules or you will be removed from Disney World. They're new mask rules. If you're heading to Walt Disney World this year, you are likely going to have a different Disney experience due to the pandemic. In order to operate safely, Disney World Resorts has had to take many measures to ensure guest safety, from social distancing to sanitization stands to plexiglass galore. Disney World is operating as safely as possible given the current circumstance. We are now seeing new signage pop up at Disney World indicating that guests not properly wearing an approved mask will be asked to leave. Thanks to Brooke Geiger, McDonald's tweet, we can see the sign for ourselves. So it's a sign with a person wearing a mask where it shows over the nose and the chins. Guests not properly wearing an approved mask will be asked to leave. How about guests not properly wearing a mask? That's what I would say. I guess it does say guests not properly wearing an approved. So yeah, it's doesn't say you're going to be asked to leave if you're not properly wearing it. The new sign is important for a few reasons. Firstly, you will notice the arrows are pointing to the mask covering both the mouth and nose. This is something every one of us may have encountered when visiting any public place, but not all people keep their mask covering both their nose and mouth. To use the mask effectively and protect from the virus, masks must be fully worn, and Disney is indicating exactly how that should be. So Disney is no longer calling mask face coverings, and that is a specific change. Face coverings are requiring for all guests, aged 2 and up, and cast members. Please bring your own face covering and wear them all times except when dining or swimming. You may remove your face coverings while actively eating or drinking, but should be stationary and maintain appropriate physical distancing. So I don't know if anybody has been anywhere else, but you always see those people where they got their nose out or they got it on their chin, and it's just like, just follow the rules. If you can't, step over to the side where there's nobody around and just take a breather. But that's going to be it. So that was This Week in Disney, and I tried to cover as much as I possibly could. I don't think there was much we didn't leave out. So I want to thank everybody. Katrina for being here, obviously, as my moderator. Ken for coming in. Thank you very much for showing up. And I hope to catch you all next week on This Week's in Disney. We'll see you later. Bye.